If you're a coach, consultant, agency owner, or perhaps even a service provider, then within this video, I actually want to show you how to get unstuck inside of your business currently and how to actually get to that next level, no matter what the next level is for, right? So perhaps maybe you are doing currently 10K a month and you want to get to 20K a month. Maybe you're doing 20K and you want to get to 50K a month, or maybe you're doing 50K and you want to get to 100K a month, or maybe you're doing even zero revenue inside of your business and you want to get to the first 10K a month, right? And you feel like you are stuck. Maybe you feel like, hey, I've been trying, I feel like I'm doing a lot, but I really feel stuck currently, okay? Or maybe you are at 500K a month and you want to get even to a million and you feel like, hey, I feel stuck, right? And sometimes this happens. Sometimes we are at a place where we don't even know what is the next step. What is the next step that we need to stop at in order for us to actually get to the next level? Well, like, what is the next thing that will help us to scale our business to the next level, right? What is the thing that I'm currently not doing that will make the big difference, right? And sometimes it's really hard to know. Now, what I will share with you is the one thing that nobody actually told you. And I will show you how great companies are actually built. So if you have a good company, I'm going to show you how to get to actual great company. If you have an average company, I'm actually going to show you how to get to a good company, and then from a good company to an actual great company. Now, what I'm about to share has happened already to Fortune 5,000 companies, right? I have spoken to people that are running Fortune 500, Fortune 5,000, and this usually is the one thing that there's a pattern, okay? And it doesn't matter what stage you even are, okay? Like I have read dozens of books that also share why most businesses get stuck, right? And now I actually want to help you to get unstuck inside of your business so you can get to the next level, no matter where that next level is for you, right? And usually it's not the strategy, it's not the funnel, it's not hiring somebody else. Or maybe you don't even know that that's the next funnel. Or maybe you don't even know that you need to hire somebody. Or maybe you don't even know that, hey, you need to play off in such and such a position, right? But what I'm gonna share is psychological. It's nothing to do with strategy. It's nothing to do with the latest funnel or the hack or the secret that nobody knows in the business game, right? Because usually these type of secrets don't exist. Everybody knows them. They just call it secrets for the reason to get more views. What I want to share here is something very raw, something very real, something actually baked in the kitchen. Okay? So let's get into it. So, most people think that they are stuck because they don't have the right strategy. And like I said, this may feel like, hey, I don't have the right strategy. I can't scale my business to 10K a month. I can't scale my business to 20K a month. I can't scale it to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, or even 500, or even a million, or even 2 million a month, right? I can't do it, right? Something is missing. I think it's the strategy. Usually it may feel like it's the strategy, but it's actually not. They believe that the next funnel, the next offer, the next framework, the next tactic is the missing piece that will help you to scale to the next level and get unstuck inside of your business currently, right? That's usually rarely the truth, right? Rarely that's actually the truth. Most people are stuck because of psychology, not the actual strategy, not the actual funnel, not the next offer, not the next framework, not the next tactic, or not the next investor, or not the next ad, okay? So, not because of what they don't know, but because of how they behave, what they avoid, and what they lie to themselves about, okay? So, most people start not because of strategy, but because of psychology, right? Most people are not stuck because of strategy. I just want to repeat that because usually it's like, hey, I need the strategy, right? So, once we get over that, it's psychology. Not because of what you don't know, but because of how you behave. Okay, usually it's what do we avoid, what are we currently not doing, and why are we lying to ourselves? Because we usually lie to ourselves. We may say, hey, tomorrow I will get that done. Tomorrow comes, we effing didn't get it done, right? We say, hey, let me get back to you on that. We didn't get back on that. Sometimes you say, hey, I need to get that leader. We didn't get that leader. I need to hire a director. It took us so long time and we haven't even started, right? I'm gonna start building that thing, and we never start building that thing, right? So there's a lot of things that we could be lying ourselves. It's like, hey, I'm gonna hit the gym tomorrow, and you never did hit the gym tomorrow, okay? The truth is uncomfortable. Most people already know what they should be doing. they just earn actually doing it. And that's the truth. And what I'm about to say, you'll be like, hey, I don't have time to listen to this. But in order for you to get unstuck and get to where you actually want to be, you need to hear this. Because this is something that has been shared. I have seen this in Fortune 500, Fortune 5000. I have seen this in many leaders, in many books. I have seen the repeating pattern. Usually, this is it. And as hard it may sound to listen, you need to hear it in order for you to move to the next level. Okay? So the truth is uncomfortable. Most people already know what they should be doing. They just aren't doing it, right? And more importantly, they are doing many things they should not be actually doing. So we're doing like everything, but the things that we are currently doing are not the things that we should be doing in order for us to actually move the needle inside of our businesses. For some time, I thought, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna be focusing on managing. I'm just gonna be trying to focus on leadership and managing. But I knew that I should be go out 100% out on actually building relationships with people, building content, building value, providing value. That's what's gonna build a big brand in the business, right? And most of the times, I kind of brushed it off. I'd be like, you know what? I don't need content yet. I don't need to build the value. I don't need to offer a lot of value in the marketplace. I can just run off ads. I can scale the company without providing any value yet. Okay, in the marketplace, and that was the biggest misconception of mine, that I thought, hey, I'm just gonna be focusing on managing my team, and my team is gonna do the things. But sometimes in our back of our heads, we already know, hey, the key to you getting to that big level where you want, to that 100 million a year business, is hidden within the actual content. Like, you have to provide content, you have to provide value. It could be like, hey, to get to the 100 million a year, you have to start dealing with corporate leads. You can't be dealing with like small agencies and small business owners. You have to go to corporate. Hey, in order for me to get to that next 10 million a month, I need to actually have a director or I need to have a CEO, or I need to go get a CMO, right? Or CFO. I need to get them. And we already know what needs to be done, but sometimes we aren't doing it, right? We are kind of delaying the process. And then there is what I call the illusion of progress, right? And this is very dangerous, very, very dangerous, the illusion of progress. One of the most dangerous traps in the business is confusing announcement with an actual achievement, right? You may announce your plans, you may post your goals, you tell your friends what you're going to be building, you share updates online about what you are working on, and every time you do that, your brain rewards you, right? Your brain is actually releasing dopamine. It actually is rewarding you. The reason for it is because when you share this, right, you may be sitting with other leaders in a room and you'll be like, hey, this is the next thing that I'm going to be doing. This is the next thing that I'm going to be building, right? These are my next goals. These are my next plans, right? Look at me. I'm this big person with these big dreams and big aspirations, and I'm all in it, right? And sometimes it feels like actual progress, but it's actually the illusion of progress, because progress is actually in work, not actual confusing the illusion of progress with actual progress. Okay? Because when you announce your plans, people may be clapped hands and they may tell you, okay, that sounds all amazing. You have big plans. You're very ambitious. You're very inspirational. And that may feel good to your ego. You feel like, hey, I'm actually doing something. I'm actually achieving something. But then there is the hard reality. When you are by yourself, by yourself, within a room of only yourself, that's when the truth comes out. That, hey, only words have been achieved and no actions have been achieved. So I'm going to go over this one more time, right? One of the most dangerous traps in business is confusing announcement with actual achievement. You announce your plans, you post your goals on social media, you may post them, you may tell your friends about it, you may share them publicly. You tell your friends what you're going to be building. You tell the other leaders, the other executives. You may be in a mastermind and you tell everybody what you're going to be doing, all the great plans, so everybody can clap their hands and you can get the dopamine that feels like you're actually doing the work, but it's actually not work, right? You share updates online about what you are working on. And every time you do that, your brain rewards you by releasing dopamine. Right? So dopamine is released. You feel noticed. You feel like you are validated. You feel like Progress is finally happening. But at the end of the day, when you are by yourself, with yourself, in an empty room, in a dark room, nothing actually has been built. Well, it felt like you have been building something because you were doing a lot of talking, a lot of posting, a lot of announcements. But when it came to actually to see what was actually built, how far the empire has been built, how we been starting to lay the first bricks, how we been constructing the first foundation, how we been looking at the first foundation, what stage are we currently at in growth? Or are we just announcing that the empire will be built? All right? So your nerve system mistakes attention for actual accomplishment. Your brain thinks you moved forward even though no real work has been done. Why? Because it's that false illusion of progress. It's just an illusion. You have been feeding yourself illusions when you do that. Every time you announce, you feel like somebody great. You feel like something is happening. There's a purpose, there's a mission, there's a movement, there's momentum being built, right? But at the end of the day, when we look at the actual architectural plan and we take that architectural plan and for the second we lift our heads above the plan itself to look how far we have went. What has been actually built? Has the foundation been built? Have the first bricks have been actually already layered? Are we building the construction? When we look at it and we see there's nothing done, there's just an empty field, and all we are holding this architectural plan in our hands, then we know it's a 100% illusion, because you have been announcing this great architectural building that you will be building, and days have been passing and you still have been announcing. People have been clapping for you, and eventually they will stop because they will see that nothing is being built. Okay? So your nerve system mistakes attention for actual accomplishment. Your brain thinks you moved forward even though no real work has been done. Okay? Then comes the moment no one posts about. Okay? And this is somebody that nobody will post, and you usually won't see this on Instagram, you won't see this on Reels, on Facebook and TikTok and leaders talk. There's leaders that are talking about it, you probably may hear it in podcasts, but you won't really hear the real truth behind the closed doors, where the leaders are sitting by themselves with their own mind, inside of their own mind, inside of their own thoughts, right? Then comes that moment no one posts about. You are alone in a quiet room, nobody's applauding, there's no comments, no validation, just you at the actual work. This is where most people actually quit. Not because they can't do the work, not because it doesn't feel good, right? But because it doesn't feel worth it. Okay? It feels good to dream about the big things, right? But sometimes when we look at the actual work that has to be done, and the suffering that has to be gone through, and the hard trial and error that we need to go through, the testing and the experimenting, right? And all the things, that doesn't look good anymore, right? That sometimes kind of tells us, hold on, maybe that's not even worth it, because all of this work, it's much easier to get validation when I just say what I want to build. But when it actually comes to the things that we need to do, because we know what we need to do, but we are not doing it, because sometimes we know maybe it's not even worth it. Because what happens if this takes me a year, 2 years, or even 3 years? What happens if this takes me 5 years? And the idea of taking so long, we cannot bear. And this is why sometimes we don't even start, even knowing in the back of our minds that that's the thing that will get me to the next level, right? So this is where most people quit, not because they can't do the work, but because it doesn't feel good, it doesn't look good, it doesn't look polished, and maybe sometimes even deeper than that, it's not worth it. So if you want to scale your business currently to 10K, 20K, 50K, 100K per month, or even 1 million per month, you must right now at this point watching this accept a simple truth. Progress happens in silence, and growth happens in the actual dark. Okay? Because when we plant a seed and we have planted the tree, it may look like nothing is happening, right? Everything is happening in such a silence, right? We see the winters passing, the seasons going on, and the seed has been planted, but there is no progress, right? But but we know that nature is actually taking care of it because they start to develop the actual roots. They start to stretch the ground. The roots start to take its place, and they start to take its place to grow something incredible, which is a tree with a strong foundation, a big tree that can later be growing into a full grown tree, and it can give you shade, right? So again, if you want to scale your business and you want to get unstuck, then you need to understand the simple truth. Progress only happens in silence, and not in noise, not getting validation, not feeding the ego, but in actual silence. And growth happens in the actual dark. Next one is kill the old version. You cannot build a new version of your life or company without killing the old one. You can't get to a new company unless you kill the old version of the company. And that's what you need to understand. Every old version has to be killed in order for you to get to the new version. So if you want to get to the 50K a month business, we must kill the 10K a month business. If we want to get to 1 million a month, we must kill the 500K a month business in order for us to get to the 1 million a month business, because that 1 million a month business is a totally new version of a business. You are doing something that the old version is not doing. And so if we're still being stuck in an old version, that's where we are mostly stuck, because we are still hanging out in our old version of ourselves or of our businesses, right? So again, you cannot build a new version of your life or company without killing the old one. That means killing distractions, killing laziness, killing the need of approvals, killing the addiction to easy wins, killing the habit of choosing actual comfort. Okay? Most of the times we come to a point, maybe you're making 20K and we get too comfortable. Like, hey, I don't want to hit it hard as I used to hit it. I don't want to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I don't want to be posting now content every day as I used to be doing, because now I'm making some money. I don't want to be start building out the YouTube channel now. I don't want to be actually currently thinking about actually getting a director, because I'm fine where I am. I'm at 20K a month or 50K a month or 100K a month. I just don't want to get a director or a CEO or CMO or a CFO or a strategy manager that will help me with a strategy and how to line up, or a marketing manager or ad specialist. I don't want to get it, right? And these are the things that usually make the company stay where they are. They make them to be actually stuck in a mud, and they feel stuck because it starts to be very hard to see progress in a company, see the changes happening in a company, see the business actually growing to a next level. It's very hard to see it because we are seeing the same pattern being repeated again and again and again. And most of the times we see that, hey, my business is only producing money. And there's no bigger purpose behind just producing money. So if you want to get to that next level, deeper mission, deeper purpose, more profitability, more changing lives, more transformation, then we need to kill the old version of the business and the old version of you as the main leader inside of your business, okay? There is no easy way to build something great, okay? Easy choices lead to hard life. Hard choices lead to good life. Being wealthy is hard, right? Building a great business is also hard. Being broke is also hard. Being undisciplined is also hard. Being unhealthy is also hard, right? Not doing what is needed right now inside of your business is also hard, because in the long term it's not going to be paying off, right? There's all type of different hards. There is no path without actual struggle. So doesn't matter what you choose now, you need to choose your new hard. And when you choose your new hard, we can unlock the new levels, okay? So the only real decision is, which struggle will you choose right now in order for you to build your company to the next level. Let's move into the next one. Loneliness is not a punishment, it's the actual preparation. Some of the greatest business builders in the world, greatest athletes, like Jeff Bezos, Henry Ford, James Edison, all of these great scientists, Albert Einstein, they all understood one thing, that when you are actually lonely, when you are with yourself, by yourself, it's an actual gift. It's a gift to remove yourself from noise, right? And when I say being lonely, I don't just mean like, hey, I'm being by myself and I'm gonna listen to all the podcasts just to put more noise. When I'm saying lonely is being by yourself. There's nothing wrong of being lonely. I've seen that multimedia is currently making this kind of, hey, are you currently lonely? Well, let's get you help. No, lonely is the biggest gift, because that's where you can really sharpen your mental tools. That's where you can really sharpen your thoughts. That's where you can really develop into a leader that you want to be. Okay? People fear being alone. They fear the silence, they fear the distance from noise. But life often removes people from your environment because it is planting you. Right? I'm going to say that again. Life often removes people from your environment because it is planting you. And when I say planting you, it's developing you into something greater than you currently are. And in order for you to be something greater, we need to remove the actual noise. Roots grow in the actual dark. Strong foundations are built quietly. Life knows what you need before you actually do. Okay? Life will show you the way. And sometimes, even when the way is not making sense, at the end of the day, when you will arrive at your destination and you look back at the hard ways you went through, the disciplines and the early mornings and the hard nights, and you were doing the things even that you didn't want to do, but you still got them done, you will look back at that and be like, there was a huge reason for that, because it prepared me for the moment right now. It's a preparation. Life is in a consistent preparation for tomorrow. But tomorrow can't come unless you do the work to prepare for tomorrow. So if you ain't doing work today to prepare for tomorrow, when tomorrow comes, you are dying. You are not growing. So it's super important to know that, right? Strong foundations are built quietly. Life knows what you need before you do. If you are alone right now, it's not the actual course. It is a training ground for you to get better, for you to listen to yourself, observe, and become stronger. How great companies are actually built. Okay? We need to get into this. Because what this training, what this video is here for, it's for a great leader that's running a company, the founder, CEO, and the actual company itself, of how can we get to a level where we build great companies. Like, what do you need to currently do in order for you to build a great company? Not average companies, not comfortable companies, but I'm talking about actual great ones. Number A, right? So let's start with A. Kill the addiction to tomorrow. I have heard many coaches say, hey, let me actually get back on that decision. Let me get back on that email tomorrow. Let me just get back to you that, you know what, like tomorrow I'm going to actually have a look at what's happening. Tomorrow is the day that I will start this. Let me just give more time, and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. And guess what? The effing tomorrow never comes, right? Whatever can be done today must be done today. There is no tomorrow. Tomorrow is a liar. Tomorrow is a cheater. Tomorrow is the graveyard of your actual dreams and scaling your company to the next level. You have 24 hours, the same 24 hours as every great founder, every Fortune 500 CEO, every person you admire, all have 24 hours in common. That's the only thing we have common. The difference is not in the actual time, it is in the urgency and the focus on what we actually focus to do. Okay? Every time you delay, you train yourself to actually fail. You are failing your company, you are failing your actual future. Every time you delay a decision, every time you delay something, every time you say tomorrow or later on, or maybe the day after tomorrow, you are failing yourself and the company that can be built to a great one. And the most importantly, you are failing all the people that could be working for your company. And the reason they're not working for your company currently is because you are delaying the decisions that need to be made today, not tomorrow. Okay? So start now, not later, not when you feel ready. There's no such a thing as ready. Coaches say, well, when I have more money, when I have more time, when I have more clients. Well, guess effing what? There is no perfect time. There is no such a thing as, hey, the perfect situation, because you have to learn to play the cards that are dealt with. You have to learn to play your life in the position you currently are playing. And in order for you to get to that position where you want, guess what? Work is actually required. B, work in actual silence. I can't stress this enough. Work in actual silence. How many times I have seen coaches, right? When you get in a mastermind, hey, I'm going to do this great plan. Agencies, hey, I'm going to scale this business to 1 million a month. This is my next plan. This is how we're going to do it. I'm going to start hiring the team. You know what? Like next month, we're running all the Facebook ads. And with the Facebook ads, we're going to scale. Then 2 months later, 3 months later, the same person shows up on the mastermind, and everybody probably were expecting that person to say, listen, I exploded my company. We're currently doing 10 million a month, because before I was only doing 10K a month, right? So something great happened. Or maybe you are hoping that he's going to say, hey, we're doing 100K a month, or we're doing 500K a month. He comes and he says, no, I'm actually still doing 10K. So what happened? What happened was you got dopamine on announcing all these great plans that you're going to take on these big countries, you're going to take on the world, you're going to be the power mover, and at the end of the day, you are just a speaker in your own parade. So B, work in silence. Stop posting your plans, stop explaining your vision, and stop seeking approval. I know sometimes you may need somebody to trust you, because it's not easy in the journey that you are doing, right? Sometimes maybe you are at 100K a month and you want to get 200K a month, and you want to hear some validation for somebody that tells you like, hey, that sounds like a good plan. But guess what? You don't need it, because life will show you if that was an actual good plan. The experiment of trying to accomplish that plan will tell you if the experiment was successful by actually showing if you have passed the actual test itself. And if you haven't, then you will try again until you have. So stop posting your plans, stop explaining your vision, and stop seeking the actual approval, okay? Execution does not need witnesses. You execute with yourself, by yourself, in a room of yourself. So, and here's a fact. The loudest people are usually the least dangerous. The quiet ones are building something actually real, right? If you walk in a room and you see a full room of speakers, then you probably know that there's nothing much happening with those speakers. But the man that's observing, receiving data, learning about everybody, watching their language, watching how everybody thinks, that's the dangerous one, because he understands the power of actual silence and moving in dark rather than moving in actual light, sharing everything, shining their light on their secrets, sharing the light on their relationship, sharing the light on the business plans and everything. Because let me ask you this, if you share all of this publicly, then that means if somebody wants to actually destroy your plans, they easily can find you, and they can easily find what you are actually doing. So before you actually have achieved them, so you don't give somebody a chance to destroy you, you must move in silence. You must need to move in dark. Moving to C, embrace the boardroom, the boredom of actual consistency. Movies lie, right? They show transformation in 3 minutes with dramatic music. In real life, it's repetition. Waking up early, doing the same boring tasks, staying late, showing up again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And it will sound boring. It will feel boring. But guess what? If you can consistently stay with it, you will achieve something extraordinary. You will achieve greatness. Because greatness is really in the repetition of doing the same thing over and over again until you become perfect at it. Until it becomes like you can get it done in sleep. Because here's the fact. It's not about every day that you do something. It's about what happens in 365 days if you have done something for every single day. You see, you compound, and the compounding effect is what really brings the end result to something extraordinary, something great, something bigger than you can actually ever envision or imagine. So greatness is hidden in the actual dirt, in actual pressure. Compounding doesn't feel exciting until it's actually unstoppable. So the same goes with, like, let me give you an example of YouTube. You may post one video, you may post two, three, four, five, but over a year, every day posting one video, that compounds. And you suddenly become the actual leading business inside of your niche, inside of your actual industry, okay? Let's move on to detach emotionally from external noise. Do not let external circumstances control your behaviors. Do not let critics steer your direction. Do not let opinions shape your confidence. If something has already been proven possible, then it is possible also for you. You only can control one thing, and that's your thoughts and your actual actions. Do not react. Do not become a puppet to actual emotions. Okay? The people who build great companies have vision so clear that nothing can pull them off course. They have like a tunnel vision. They only see, hey, that's my vision and that's where I'm going. And sometimes, yes, you may be going to 100K a month, you may be going to 200K a month, and you may get a negative review. Or you may get a critic criticizing you. You may post a video and somebody criticizes you on the video. Don't leak your energy, because these are all energy leaks. If you go there, comment and explain and get back, you're only speaking to a fool that doesn't understand your bigger picture, because nobody will if you move in silence. And that's what you should be doing. Don't pay your attention to fools, commentators, or noisemakers. You are there to build a business. And you need to ask yourself, if you comment them back, right? Let's say somebody comments on your page, somebody says something, sends you some negative message. If you now need to take time from your dream to message them back, are you only doing it to satisfy your ego, or because messaging them back will actually give you leverage in building a great company? Because by proving that person wrong, you're going to get 10x your business. And if that's not the truth, and if you don't take 10x your business by just messaging them back, then you shouldn't be doing it, because you're doing it out of place of ego, okay? So do not let external circumstances control your behavior. Do not let critics steer your direction. Do not let opinions shape your confidence. If something has already been proven possible, then this is also possible for you. You control only one thing and one thing only, which is your thoughts and your actual actions. Do not react. Do not become a puppet of the actual emotions. The people who build great companies have vision so clear that nothing can pull them actually off course or off balance. They don't see critics, they don't see failure, they don't see distractions. They see one thing, which is the actual destination. The only race that exists is the race against who you were yesterday. Another thing that I want to really get into it, and this is very big, okay? So this is, if you feel stuck, this could be one of the biggest reasons. You must learn to say no to anything that's not actually serving you or serves your vision. I have seen so many coaches, so many agency owners and consultants. What they do is they have a hard time with saying no. A client may say, hey, I need really to jump on a call now. They jump on a call. They get a phone call, they answer the phone call immediately. Somebody asks them to do something, they just jump in and do something. And this is taking them away from actually building their vision and building momentum. Because you need to understand, one time you don't build momentum, let's say, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say you stay healthy every single day, okay, for 1 month. And then at the end of the month, you're going on holidays. And you may give yourself excuse, you know what, it's just holidays, let me eat a cheat meal. The moment you eat that cheat meal, the moment you eat something unhealthy, is the day and is the moment that you are training yourself to eat unhealthy. And let me ask yourself, you have succeeded in 30 days and you're going to let yourself to be trained to fail again because you already have done 30 days of success and now it's time to fail. So learn to say no to things as well. Because if you are in the momentum, building momentum, don't just let one person or don't let some task or something to stand in your way of building momentum and going forward, right? You must learn to say no to anything that does not serve your vision. Not later, not politely, not eventually. No to distractions, no to draining conversations, no to validations or validation seeking behaviors. You have 24 hours. The difference is the actual focus of those 24 hours. And stop trying to prove anyone wrong. Stop trying to prove yourself right. You do not need validation. Cut the actual noise. Work in silence. I'm going to keep repeating this. There is a difference between saying you will work in silence and actually doing it. Big difference. Stop texting people who drain you. Stop posting visions before they actually exist, and stop chasing attention. Attention is not going to get you anywhere. Yes, you may hear, hey, attention is the new currency. Only the right type of currency, where people can actually look at you, where you have achieved great things, and now people actually want to work with you. They want to get your advice. Yes, that type of attention, yes. But where you are just trying to get attention, which doesn't deliver anything to you, is worthless. Get to the point where you can look in the mirror and say, I like myself. I respect myself. And then let go of an anger. Stop responding to comments that don't matter. Walk away from partners who don't match your work ethic or actual vision, and become the architect of your time and your actual future. Super important, right? Learn to say no and learn to say yes to yourself and your actual vision. Next thing, which is very important to understand, failure is not the enemy here. Most of the times I hear coaches are scared of failing. Somebody, hey, I'm scared of really getting and investing into this program because if this program doesn't work out. Face it, embrace it. Because if you invest in something that didn't work out, you're not gonna die. You can get back up and you can go on and invest in something else. And you'll keep doing it until it actually is proven to work. Failure is just a feedback. There's no path where you don't fail. There will be not such a day in your life where you will be like, hey, I didn't fail. There will be something that you didn't do, something that you forget, something that you could have done better. Embrace it. That failure is always going to happen. There is no growth without actual mistakes. Failure is an actual signal. It tells you how close you are actually from your destination. Every failure removes uncertainty. Every failure gives you actual data to work with. Without failure, there are no answers. And then the long game. You need to understand also this, because most coach, consultants, and agency owners are here for the short game. It's like they want to work with the partner, but like, hey, how can I get results in 30 days? Can I get the super hack? Can I get the secret? Can I get the magical pill that will just transform my business in the next 30 days so I can just buy myself a Lamborghini and just drive down the Miami Boulevard? Hey, listen, this game is long term. And if you're not here for long term, you shouldn't be in this game. You shouldn't be a coach, consultant, agency owner if you're not here for long term. If you are just here side hustling, this video ain't for you, brother or sister. This video ain't for you. So you can just stop watching this and go watch something else. Because if you are in the business for short term or just to make simple little bit of money, then you definitely shouldn't subscribe to my channel, or you shouldn't even jump on a call with me. You should just go watch something else. Because what I'm here trying to tell you is that the game of business is a long term. It's a long-term shot. And maybe you will go all the yards. You go all the way to make a home run. But in order for you to make a home run, you must understand that a home run is a long game in order for you to get that. So, building a great company takes time. And during that time, something more important happens. You refine your character. In the journey of building that big vision, of coming to a destination, you refine your character. Because the man that started the business and the man that sold the business was a totally different man. Because it's all about the journey of what you gain and how you refine yourself and how you build your actual character. The person in the mirror changes. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for nonsense disappears. This is the real reward you actually receive from building something great. Not the money, but the actual character. Because your character was one that actually built the company. And so if you have that character, then I have no doubt, no second of a doubt in my mind that you can build a second company exactly the same, because you have the right character. Okay? This is the actual real reward, the character. Not just revenue, not just scale, but becoming someone capable of sustaining it. That is how great companies are actually built. So I hope this really helps you to understand how to get unstuck, how to do the things that you currently are not doing, how to look at the things that need to be done and get them done, and stop wasting your time and stop thinking if you fail or what happens, this mistake could cost me a lot. You risk calculate, you understand your probabilities, and you go and execute. No tomorrow, no the day after tomorrow, but today, because today is the only time we really have. And I hope this really delivered you value. I hope this really helped you to refine your mindset as a business operator, as an agency owner, as a coach, or as a consultant. Helped you really refine your mindset in order for you to get to that next level. Now, I have a proposal for you. If you are currently coach, consultant, or agency owner, selling above 2K offer, generating a minimum of 5 to 10K per month, and you really want to scale to the next level, your business, then I want you to book in and schedule a quick call with us where we will audit your business, walk through step by step within your business what's happening. We will solve your biggest bottleneck on the actual call, and if we are a great fit to work together, we will let you know, and we also will give you a guarantee, which is 15 to 35 clients in the next 90 days, or you simply do not have to pay. But you need to be a coach, consultant, agency owner, selling minimum above 2K offer and generating minimum of 5 to 10K per month in order for you to actually partner with us. Okay. Now, if this sounds all interesting, you can actually schedule a call with a link in the description. Otherwise, I really hope this delivered a lot of value to you. You know the next steps you need to do. You have refined your mindset. You have refined the psychological effects of scaling the business, and now you have a clear picture of what you actually need to do. Okay. Thank you for watching this, and I see you into my next video.